Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to get our show started in just a couple of seconds here. I want to remind everybody, if you could just share this broadcast, we would greatly appreciate it because it would help us get more views and make the show a lot more exciting for live interaction. So please, don't forget to share the broadcast. We also appreciate all of your likes and comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and get ready for Spit The Wit. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this show that was entirely produced and developed by the people sitting in front of you. Jessy Meadows and Frankie Almost. Brought to you in part by Rolling Hills Productions. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Spit The Wit. Jessy, if you would be so kind, would you please tell us what today's show's about?
Well, it's Valentine's Day, so we're going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day and where that came from and stuff like that.
Nice. And now, here is your host, Frankie Almost!
Okay. Hello, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We are having an auspicious day here. Well, number one, we're not really celebrating our Valentine's Day until tomorrow. So her and I are going to Laughlin tomorrow for Valentine's Day. So anybody that wants to, but we had to broadcast. The show must go on. So it's Tuesday, and we're staying here to do the broadcast. And it's an impromptu kind of thing. We had a scheduled guest, but as you know, there's a big flu bug going around, and everybody's got it. It got her. It kind of got me, but not really. And everybody I've ever heard on Facebook is just saying that they got this flu. So everybody, bear with us. We had a guest today, and she is not here. And Jackie, that was you, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah. So it's just us today, guys, and almost wasn't even us because that flu that I had the last show has just gotten worse. So I feel horrible. I'm miserable. I've been miserable since yesterday. It started to go away, and then it just hit me. Like last night, I just started feeling even more sick, and I was like, of course, right? Because I went out and bought a bunch of like Valentine's Day stuff. Like I've got like heart-shaped food and cookies, vegan, of course, which I'm going to eat on the show today. And hopefully not.
Wait a minute.
Barf.
What do you mean you're going to eat it on? Like you're going to eat it on camera?
Yes.
Like seductively or what?
As seductively as I possibly can.
Without vomiting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
Ugh. Okay.
So I appreciate the people that did Jen Sino. I saw that you shared our broadcast, and we thank you for that because that's what I've been trying to do myself. Is share the broadcast. Hey, Damien Kane, DJ from Stonies. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. And we have Jessica Marie Froelich. I hope I said that right. She said, yeah, a pinky. Okay. Damien Kane is our local DJ at Stoney's nightclub here in Las Vegas, so we want to welcome him to the show. Nice to see you, sir. And as I said before, I'm sharing this to a couple of pages so we can get a lot more viewers. We do have quite a few viewers right now. That's kind of cool. So let's see. Also wanted to remind you guys while I have my back turned to you, we are giving away tickets to the Wayne Newton Casa de Shenandoah, tours for Wayne Newton's mansion here in Las Vegas. So if you haven't, you need to go check out episode 4 of our broadcast. We were going to announce it tomorrow, Wednesday, but since her and I are going out of town, we're going to extend it another week for you guys. So until next Wednesday, we want somebody to write what their best reason for why they need to go on the tour, and we're going to pick the best answer, and give away 2 tickets, $160 value to see Wayne Newton's mansion. So,
Yep.
so it's definitely a cool tour. We're actually going to play a clip from it. We played a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to play it again today just to revise and refresh your memory of what exactly you're going to be seeing for that. So, Jess, go ahead and talk about some stuff. Let me share this to a couple more pages, and then let's see what we can pull off today.
Hi, Cleo Miller. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. So, I actually didn't know anything about Valentine's Day. And I'm usually pretty up on my holidays. I love the whole zeitgeist thing, like the learning the actual origins of holidays. And I didn't know anything about Valentine's Day. So I was reading that it was actually this saint, this guy.
Saint Valentine, yeah.
Yeah, Saint Valentine. Okay, was this guy? Well, actually, it was several guys.
It was several guys. What
yes,
do you mean?
It was as many as 3 different people named Valentinus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was about 270 AD that it started, and this Roman Emperor Claudius II decided that unmarried men with no children were better for war, for the army. So he outlawed them being able to be married and whatnot. So the Saint Valentine that we think of, started performing marriages in secret. And he was executed, supposedly on February 14th in the year 270 AD. So, but there's everything from Roman rituals for before Catholicism, because pretty much, Catholicism is paganism with a Christian face. And, it was like a mating ritual, and people would pick a name out of a box, and then they would sacrifice a goat, and the men would actually skin the goat, and whip the women with the skin of the goat. And
turn them into chocolate, obviously.
Right. And
when the hell does the chocolate come involved?
After you send the roses.
Oh. So you got to beat the women and the horses and the goats.
Yes.
Turn them into
you
chocolate.
You sacrifice the goats.
Okay, you lost me. I'm completely lost.
So, yeah, that's a little bit of Valentine's Day history. And then there's St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which was like, I don't know, it's Al Capone and the mob and something or other. I don't know. It lost me.
Let's see. I think we do have some comments in the room. Why don't you go ahead and read those so you can answer those people while I briefly tell people what's going on in other news here.
Okay.
Not that we're a newsworthy broadcast or anything like that. We just talk whatever we feel like talking. So as I said, we were going to have a guest here today, and we don't have her, unfortunately. So we're just kind of through today together. But we're pretty good at doing that because her and I always talk about a lot of stuff. So. What I wanted to propose to you guys.
Hi, Jackie.
Hello. Is Jackie watching?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jackie was actually supposed to be our guest. So if you see her commenting on this broadcast, that's who we have coming in as a guest. And I think we're going to try to do that next Tuesday as opposed to this Tuesday. So yeah, Wednesday, tomorrow, we were supposed to announce our winner for the Wayne Newton thing. And instead, her and I are going to the Laughlin to celebrate our Valentine's Day a day late. Because we are committed to this show, and we absolutely we're just in it 100%. So we hope that you guys, respect our sacrifices and help us by sharing and liking our page and getting other people to watch. So, anything else you got going on in the room over there?
Not much. Damian says he wants to see Steve.
Damian says he wants to see Steve. That was a little while ago, though.
Okay, then.
Did you see where he says, I was seeing a lot of posts today, that thing. Can you read that for me? Is it not showing up on your thing?
I would if I could.
Okay, how about reading it on the big screen behind me?
I was seeing a lot of posts today, and it's from women whose better halves or boyfriends did for them, but I haven't seen many on women that did things for their men.
In other words, it's kind of like one-sided, I guess, Damien saying that.
Valentine's Day is more like men to women, yeah.
Right.
Like what we get,
Right. Well, in a heterosexual relationship, I believe that men are always typically the ones courting the women. It's very rare that a woman comes up and asks a man to do anything or stuff like that. So if she does, she's either crazy or she's really, really convinced that she likes the guy. So that's my thought on that anyway, Damien. I don't know. You work in a nightclub. You see this stuff all the time, so I'm sure you know. Let's see what else we got going on, Jess.
I'm gonna eat this cookie now.
What is this cookie that you're talking about?
This is it's a vegan cookie sandwich. It's butter.
Show it like this.
It's
shaped like a heart, everybody, so you can see. It's a chocolate chip cookie, and it's pink inside filling. And what is the filling?
Buttercream. What smells like strawberry buttercream.
But that would be vegan butter, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's attractive. Okay, so just take another bite of my heart. Take another little piece of my heart.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, it looks like it is. You know what's funny is I actually don't eat sweets. Check this out. But today was Valentine's Day, and for some reason I was up at 11 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me why, because that's not usually my time. And because it was Valentine's Day, I guess I got a sweet tooth or something, so I was craving Krispy Kreme donuts. And so Krispy Kremes have been around for a long time. Do you remember what year it said on the box?
1937.
37. That's the year my mom was born, actually.
That's why I remember it.
So check this out. So I have not eaten Krispy Kreme in probably like 8 years. Okay. And I went there today. I was just like, I gotta have some Krispy Kreme donuts. And I went in there, and it smelled the same in there and everything. And I ordered their traditional chocolate glazed donut, and I freaking took a bite of it, and it just tasted like a freaking Winchell's or Dunkin' Donuts. It didn't taste anything like Krispy Kreme's.
It smelled so sweet.
So somebody finally ended up telling me that they sold the company and changed their formula. So I will not be going to Krispy Kreme for another 8 years for sure. For the Wayne Newton Ranch thing, Damien said, you know, Damian, we love you to death, and you honestly can get that tour anytime you want, and you know that. So we're gonna be giving away that tour to somebody that doesn't have as much clout as Damian does. What, is it disgusting or what?
It's so sweet when you're nauseous like I am. Oh my gosh, it's good, but it's just a tiny bit too sweet. So you're sitting there eating it, and you're like,
well,
wow.
You wolfed down half of it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
half starving, half not interested in food at all. I'm so queasy. But I'm hoping that it gives me energy, because lately I've had narcolepsy unless I eat a lot of sugar.
And Dan the Man, thank you for saving that show that one time. So I'm glad that you came in. He said, I just came in to see if I could basically save the show again. So Dan, hopefully your comment means that everything's going okay and we're not having that weird looping thing that was happening that day.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming and checking in on us. We appreciate it. So let's see. Okay, so why we were going to have Jackie here today is because her and I are starting a karaoke night over at Noreen's Lounge, which is located on Tropicana. I can't remember the cross street. I know it's the one right before Topaz, and I can't remember what street that is. But we're going to get that information before the end of the show, and we're definitely going to be plugging this. And I think we're starting this Thursday, so if anybody that used to come to our old karaoke shows at Double Shots needs a karaoke place on Thursdays here in the same neighborhood, it's going to be at Noreen's Lounge on Tropicana. You can Google it, or we'll give you the address before the end of the show. And we're going to start it at 10 o'clock that night this Thursday, so come join us. I'm going to be just getting back from Laughlin, so it's going to be a task for me, but I'm going to make this happen. Trust me. Somewhere along the lines, we're going to get some sleep, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're a very, very beautiful woman, so I don't know how much sleeping there's going to be. I'm wearing red today, and it's
red and pink. See,
However, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
Oh,
your red and pink is good for Valentine's Day, but it is also Heart Month. Did you know that? Meaning like cardio, heart.
Actually, I didn't know that. I know it's Black History Month.
It is Black History Month too, and it is Cardio Heart Month. And it's not really cardio month, but meaning your actual heart with the aorta and everything. So it is Heart Awareness Month, basically, kind of thing. So I wanted to share a little bit of a story because I had a heart scare. Back in 2010.
Awesome.
No, I do not. Thank you. So back in 2010, I started having like what I thought was arrhythmias and stuff, and I was freaking out. I started getting this fluttering feeling in my chest, and I was overweight at the time because I battle, with weight. I'm always up and down and yo-yo dieting and stuff like that because I enjoy food and I like being fat, but then I don't when I want to be on camera. So then I lose weight when I'm on camera and then back and forth. So, and apparently that's not really good for your heart either. But, so I started having this fluttering feeling in my chest. Back in 2010, and it was really freaking me out. Like, I was convinced that I had a murmur or some kind of like valve leak thing going on, and I started like freaking out about it. So I let it go, and I let it go because I didn't have health insurance, and I was like freaking out, and I was like, I don't want to spend like freaking all this money to go to the doctor. So I finally ended up doing this. This is before I met her, by the way, and so I finally went to the emergency room.
Hi, Matt Ducharme. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Oh, Matt, what's up, Matt? So I ended up going to the hospital during an emergency with my mother because I thought I was on the way out. I mean, everything was just blah blah blah. It just felt like this. What it felt like was like a squirrel turning around inside my chest, like just flipping over every once in a while, and it was like, what the hell is this? So I went and I got checked out, and I'm like convinced I'm going to die, and they start doing chest x-rays and all this stuff and blood tests, and I hadn't had a blood test since I was like freaking 14 years old, so I was like freaking out. I'm like, they're going to find out that I'm, I freaking Ebola, AIDS, everything, So it turns out the doctor comes in about 2 hours later after get all the lab results back, and he says, you're absolutely fine. The only problem with you is you have some high blood pressure. And I had just lost like 30 pounds. I think I weighed like 165 at the time, so I was at my target weight. I was like I looked like really good, but I had high blood pressure, so I guess I was high strung and shit. So they prescribed something called metoprolol, which is a beta blocker, and was taking those. And it's funny because my dad was like 78 at the time. I think he was 77. He was 77 at the time, and he was on a lower dosage of metoprolol than I was. And so I started taking this stuff, and I had a follow-up visit with a younger doctor who was like this guy that was probably, I don't know, in his late 30s. And he had me come into his office, and he was taking my blood pressure, and with this high dosage of beta blockers, he was noticing that my blood pressure was too high, and he goes, dude, I think I know what's happening here. So he like leveled with me, because we were like in the same, demographic and stuff. So he shook me. He grabbed me by the shoulders and he shook me, and he was like, you have what we call white coat syndrome. He's like, I don't even think there's anything wrong with your heart. You're just freaking out thinking there's something wrong with your heart. And he's like, so just relax, take a couple of minutes, think of like something very tranquil, and we're going to take your blood pressure again. And sure enough, it went back down to normal. And he's like, you do not need to be on these pills. So you've lost all this weight, and you stopped drinking and smoking. So just continue to, dance, exercise, all the things that you're doing, and you don't need to be on these pills. So I ended up stopping being on those pills, and I wanted to thank that doctor. I don't know what his name was because this was in North Carolina when I was visiting my parents. But that guy's like completely saved me, because it would have been very easy for a doctor to be like, oh, like some crooked mechanic, hey, no wonder. So we got to prescribe this on top of that to counteract this and that. And so anyway, the moral of the story is you can be careful and cautious about your heart, but don't be overly cautious, because that can screw you up too.
By the way, create the problem. You start stressing and
the feeling in my chest was not only a combination, it was a combination of anxiety, and I was having muscle spasms in my esophagus. Who would have even thought that, on their own? You feel dead center of your chest, you feel this weird murmuring.
Yeah, it's like when you get a twitch, like in your finger or your eyelid or something, but
Absolutely.
It's in your esophagus, and it feels like it's your heart doing that.
Right.
Same thing has happened to me, and it's just, you kind of like, oh, okay, what is this? But it goes away.
Mike Owens, how you doing, sir? Mike Owens, thanks for liking the Man Bun. I was rocking this thing before the Man Bun was popular, by the way, and I know the Man Bun is completely like out. It's not even a thing anymore, but I'm still rocking it. I was born in Asia, in Korea. My Japanese friends love my Man Bun because it looks like a samurai warrior.
It does.
I don't know how to operate the sword or anything, but I can at least rock the look. But yeah, I'm completely aware that the Man Bun's out of date, but I'm still going to rock it because, like I said,
because I like it.
She likes it. What excuse do I need after that?
I don't want him cutting his hair. So
right. Thank you. Mike Owen said you guys rock, and Heidi said hi there. Hello, Heidi. How are you? And Frank Yakeley, I believe is how you say your name, said that Noreen's rocks. Well, hopefully, Frank, you can come out and join us because we're both going to be there doing karaoke and rocking it all night until at least 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, singing songs and getting stupid. So hopefully you'll come out and join us for that. What else did you want to talk about, Jess? Because I'm going to transition from you talking about something into showing people Wayne Newton's ranch bit so that we can, again, we want to illustrate that we want people to write why they deserve that they believe that they deserve the tickets to Wayne Newton's ranch. It's 2 tickets, and it is a platinum tour. It's $160 value, and it's a 2.5-hour tour of Wayne's ranch. So, Jess, go ahead and talk about whatever you want, and I'm going to cue up that.
Okay, so I don't really know what to talk about because right now my stomach hurts so bad that I'm just trying to look like I'm okay. And I keep looking at myself on camera, and I'm like, am I pulling it off? Not really.
You look better than okay, sweetheart, yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
So, I'm like, usually, like, whenever I've gotten sick, I'm over it in a couple days, and this literally has been, like, over a week now that I have been sick, and it's painful. My stomach is actually cramping up, and it is painful right now. And I'm like, I don't know. How many people believe in the flu shot? I think it's scary.
I don't like that. Oh, by the way, you remember that girl? I'm sorry to interject, but it brought up a good point. You remember that girl that took a flu shot and started walking backwards?
Yes.
And it was she could only walk backwards because when she walked forward, she would jolt and all this stuff.
She started talking with an accent.
That was debunked.
It was?
She was freaking lying. They caught her in like a Vaughn's parking lot, walking completely normal with a crew and everything, and they caught her. And then slowly during the interview, she started getting her symptoms back.
Oh my God!
They caught her strutting her stuff, buying groceries, doing backflips, all that crap. It was bullshit. It was a lie.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I still don't think that they're really that good for you. The flu shot thing, because I don't think it's, especially when they start giving you like different strains of things, like 3 and 4 things at a time. I just don't think your body's supposed to, like, maybe if they like slowly introduced it to your body.
And it just seems like, they're giving you these different strains, and then there's all these other different strains going around. Like, what if they give you strains that, they can't give you everything that's out there, can they? So you end up getting sick on top of getting a flu shot, which can't be good for you.
Exactly. Jackie said, my apologies for missing tonight. Super excited to work with you again. Noreen's is an amazing bar, and I truly believe that karaoke is going to be awesome addition. I think so too, Jackie. Yeah. So Thursday we're definitely going to find that out. Okay, so everybody that has never seen or is not from Vegas and does not know what Wayne Newton's Ranch is, it is a really amazing thing. We're going to play you a piece of it so that you can familiarize yourself with it, and if you write down a really good reason why you deserve these tickets, we have 2 free tickets for you. This is for Wayne Newton's Ranch. Here we go, everybody. Everything's the same.
Everything's the same.
Every day is pain. This is J-Lo, everybody. One of Wayne Newton's horses.
You can tell everybody now you went to Wayne Newton's ranch and you met J-Lo, right?
And everyone's the same.
And everyone's the same.
So nothing's gonna change.
So nothing's gonna change.
Will never change.
Never change.
You will never understand. The wickedness of man. And you may not give a damn, but you see, it's all part of the plan. Yeah, their master plan. That was in the movie Vegas Vacation when Wayne gave Beverly D'Angelo a lock of his hair and she freaked out and she had to leave really fast. And he vowed that he was going to make pasta.
I'm making pasta.
I'm gonna make pasta.
They want us to divide. That last little bit of footage that you saw there was us going down into the wine cellar, and they have such great stories about the wine cellar, like Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and all that stuff. So many famous people that you just wouldn't even believe have been down in that wine cellar, which I didn't show because I didn't want to disclose everything. But that is the part of the Wayne Newton tour of his mansion ranch. And the place is just huge, and it's just awesome, and he has like 60-something Arabian horses, and as you saw in the beginning of that, you get to see them swim and stuff like that, and that's part of the Platinum Tour. So definitely come and write down a comment on any of our posts, or send us a message why you deserve those tickets. Okay, Jess, you were going to bring up something.
Oh, yeah. Heidi had asked if we do a parasitic cleanse, and there's actually a really, really good supplement for that called Scram, and it's by Health Force Naturals, and it's a really awesome brand.
It's called Scram, like get out of here, kid.
Yes.
You bother me, Scram.
SCRAM.
Okay.
And I still got this going on too, everybody. This has been like the whole duration of the show. Anyways, so going into Scram, and it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, so when Frankie proposed to me, he did it at the Riviera, and I was taking Scram. So, it was awesome. But,
yes.
I so wish that if I have too much dignity to really go into it too much.
Yeah,
but,
don't go into those details. But you can talk about why would we be staying at such a place as the Riviera?
I wanted to go to the Riviera really, really bad because... excuse me. Because it was reported to be haunted, and I'm really into that. That's like my big thing, and maybe like one of these days I'll take you guys out with me ghost hunting and stuff like that. That'll be fun. So the Riviera, Ghost Adventures did an episode on it, and it was weird. There was some weird stuff that happened, and I had like my little freaking ghost app. I had a ghost finding app on my phone. And it was saying all kinds of weird stuff.
You think those things work?
Well, you remember how, like, this ghost app would say, like, it would say, like, random words, and then it would say, like, look left, and, like, we looked out the window, and there was something, like, moving.
This is true, by the way, people. She's not bullshitting you. Okay, yes.
And then, like, it said, like, like, light, and then, like, our light went out. Mm-hmm. You remember that? I mean,
I do. You're missing a major point. You're missing a major point,
What?
and I'm surprised that you even forgot it. Here, let me turn to the cameras. So, as she said, it says look left, look up, look right, which could be a random thing, but it was really odd because it told us to look up and look left, and there was I don't know if anybody ever stayed at the Riviera, but it was like a quad where buildings surrounded it, so you could see other buildings from across the pool. So there was a person staring at us through the window.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was so creepy.
And so he was just standing there staring at us, and I was like, wow, that's weird, because the ghost hunter thing basically directed us up to that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, there's a dude up there looking at us. And he stood there for all of about a minute and a half, which is a long time for somebody to be peering at you, till he finally like gave up and closed the blinds, because we just stared right back. And so then it said to look right again and down. So we looked right and we looked down, and the trash can was on fire.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about all this stuff. It was so.
There was a trash can / ashtray that was really full. We saw it earlier in the day, so it wasn't like a fluke. Like the thing was bound to catch on fire.
Yeah.
So, but lo and behold, the frickin' trash can was on fire because somebody had put out their cigarette, and it just basically...
And it said fire, didn't it? Because
it said hot or fire. Or
something like that, yeah, because we were like, oh no, it's an old building, is it going to be the wiring or whatever? And it was the trash can. I mean, it was weird. He was convinced. Like, it was very creepy.
Right.
When we tried the same thing at Circus Circus, because we spent our honeymoon in Circus Circus, and even though I feel like there's definitely energy there, it's not like the Riviera.
You know
The Riviera was
is everybody that's
crazy.
watching this is hearing that we proposed at the Riviera and we honeymooned at the Circus Circus, as if we're like those are the two like most rundown old hotels in Vegas.
That's because I love old Vegas, and I like the
Nostalgia.
Yeah. I was born in Las Vegas, so this is like my town, my city, and I feel like somewhat close to my roots, or whatever you want to call it, being here and seeing the old stuff that was here when I was born. It was old stuff.
Right.
old. So it makes me feel at home.
Yes, absolutely. So you were born here, and then you moved, though, right after that, right?
Yeah, my parents moved to Southern California. Excuse me. When I was about 3 years old, my parents moved to Simi Valley, right around the time of the Manson family, when they took up residence in Simi Valley, because that's just how my life goes. Trust me. That's how it figures. My parents moved, of all the places in the country they could go, they went to Simi Valley during the whole Manson family scare.
Right.
That's
nice.
typical.
So, but you weren't even born when the Manson thing happened. So
no, but when I was born, it was still going on.
Or are we talking past lives here? Speaking of past lives.
Past lives. Don't even get me started on that.
Heidi said that she loves the Ghost Radar app. So.
Yeah, that was the Ghost Radar app.
It's Ghost Radar, and it's funny because it has like the total radar thing where this little spherical thing that's supposedly scanning the area around you, and then it'll show these little dots that are coming closer to you, and you're just like, holy shit, what the hell is this? Yeah. So.
Entities.
Right. So what about past lives? Oh, here, I'll tell something about this. I'm not really like big in the paranormal thing like she is, and I don't really know if I necessarily believe in life after death and all that stuff. Call me an agnostic. I don't know what to call myself. I'm teetering on the brink of this and that. I would like to believe that there's a God and a higher power, and I don't care what origin or color or anything that this person is, or entity is. But I don't necessarily believe in it in a scientific aspect. It just seems like nonsense to me. So, really weird thing though, talking about past lives. Okay, so her and I were asleep one afternoon, and I had just had this really quick, quiet dream. And I was sitting as a small child in some really colonial-looking weird garb. And I was sitting in the back of a chariot. And I'm rocking like this. And there's no sound, there's no talking going on. And I find myself looking out the window at the woods going by. And then I look up in front of me, and there's what appears to be a father figure. It was not my father, but in the dream it was understood that he was like a father figure. And he looked down at me, and then he went into his pouch and pulled out this little stone, and he put it in his mouth, a rock, a little tiny rock, and put it in his mouth. And I woke up directly after that, and I was like, what the freaking hell was that? And I told her about it, and I was like, and he put a rock in his mouth. What the hell is that supposed to mean? So we Googled it, and lo and behold, and this is the only reason why I believe in any kind of thing like that, they used to put pebbles in their mouth to suck on them if they were dehydrated back in the day. And I had no idea that this was even a thing, because it's so bizarre and so weird. So, if there is no such thing as past lives, then somehow or another, I received some kind of information as I was asleep of something that I completely have never been told my entire life, that people used to suck on rocks. Did you ever hear about that before the dream?
No. And like, both of us have seen the same, like, interior of a building with the same wallpaper and candelabras, and we both love the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yes.
At Disneyland, because it reminds both of us of this feeling, this thing we see in our dreams and stuff like that. He also had another dream where he got it was like a Christmas gift, and it was wooden blocks, like Legos, but before Legos. Remember? Mm-hmm. And they had like pegs, and you had to. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It was only rich kids got gifts at Christmas.
Right.
So between the rock and the Christmas gift, you were part of a wealthy family.
Right. Really weird, dude. Really weird stuff. So there's that. Okay, and this is Valentine's Day, and now we're off into ghost stuff, which I guess is cool to a degree.
Yeah.
But
I'm always down for that.
Tell us one of your past life kind of ghosty kind of things.
Oh, gosh.
Because we don't have any Friday the 13th until December that we can talk about this stuff. We're going to have to save all of our ghost stuff till Halloween or whatever, so we might as well spill some of them out every once in a while. Because we've only got 2 occasions this year, which is Halloween and one Friday the 13th that happens in December.
Yeah.
There was only 2 Friday the 13th this year, which is a rare thing, too. So, Go ahead. What's your story?
One of them was right after my birthday.
Yeah?
Okay, I've had a lot of past life experiences, but one of the ones that stands out the most is I see the 60s and 70s a lot, very vividly. And I feel it very, very vividly. And those of you who know me know I kind of like had like close encounters with Playboy, and that's like a whole weird feeling to me. The Playboy Mansion was a very weird feeling to me. Felt like I'd been there before. Very eerie. And so I had a couple dreams where I was shooting a centerfold, and on the cover was a mermaid. And this was in the 70s. Like the lighting and the feel of it was the 70s. And so I woke up and I'm like, okay, so I'm looking for this, and I'm Googling what month, what year had a mermaid on the cover. And it turns out that a playmate was killed in the same crash as my grandmother, the same plane crash, the worst plane crash in history. Right. The two Boeing 747s that collided on the runway. My grandmother died in that, and so did a playmate who appeared in a magazine with a mermaid on the cover.
Right. Where was that at? In Cayman Islands or something?
Yes, like that? Canary Islands.
Canary Islands, that's right. Canary Islands. The worst plane accident in history because there were two Boeing 747s
and they
involved.
Collided like this.
So, and it got everybody, right? Or was there any survivors?
There were survivors because when the planes, one was coming in like this and one was taking off, and they collided like this.
It was during heavy fog.
Yes, yeah. And it was it wasn't really anybody's fault, but ATC, like one of the pilots didn't speak very good English, and ATC, they got confused and mixed up, and then because the fog was so heavy, they couldn't see each other. And so when they collided, the people towards the backs of the plane lived. Oh,
okay.
My grandmother was not. My grandmother was in the front of the plane.
Because one was taking off and one was taxiing or something like that, right?
I believe...
Because one, like, clipped the top of the plane, because one was, like, going into air or something like that.
One was taking off and
it wasn't like they were flat and they just...
No. One was starting to take off, so they were like this. This
okay.
one was on the runway trying... I think they were both taking off.
Okay.
And they collided like that. And that's why it's the worst plane crash in history, because it was two huge planes that collided, and it's very rare for them.
I think probably 9/11 beats it, though, but even though that's not necessarily like a plane crash per se, like an accidental plane crash.
Yeah.
Because I think almost 3,000 people died in 9/11.
Not in the actual plane, though.
Yeah.
The one that my grandmother died in still remains the worst plane crash in terms of fatalities in the plane.
Inside planes, yeah. Right. Gotcha, yeah. Mike Owen said that Nicole says hi.
Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you that because I saw it. And Mike Owens has to go. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. We appreciate it. Definitely.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, yeah. So, let's see. We wanted to, one more time, plug a place that we go to here in Las Vegas. If you're from Las Vegas and you have never been to Natural Grocers, we vehemently urge you to go there. Because it's like health food, basically like Whole Foods, but half the prices. Like I mean, we always say half the prices. It's not necessarily half the price. It's just a lot cheaper than Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And like I do feel like I'm cheating on them sometimes when I go to Whole Foods. The only problem with Whole Foods is they have all the prepared food. Like they've got pizzas out, and they've got the hot bar, and they've got stuff like.
Right.
That's where the deli and stuff like that. So. That's the only reason that I even go to Whole Foods anymore.
Right. So tell them a little bit about Natural Grocers.
Okay, Natural Grocers is the most awesome grocery store on the planet.
In our opinion.
In our opinion. Yes. And, which is the only opinion.
Well, yeah, it is when it's our show. Yes, of course.
When it's our life and it's our show, it's our opinion. But... No, they are the sweetest people. They remember you. They make you feel like... It feels like Tahoe. It feels like a small town when you go in there, and, they're so sweet, and they're so excited to be on the show, too. It's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
And, it's just... I love going there.
Yeah. We go there seriously like almost every day. Like almost every single day. And they're super nice, and they're super sweet, and their store... their location it's really convenient. It's at the bottom of Sunset, by Sunset at the corner of Sunset and Arroyo Grande. So we love the place. That's why we plug the crap out of them, because we don't want to see it go anywhere. So if you're into health food and things of that nature, then please go to Natural Grocers.
Yes, we want to see it survive and
Correct.
thrive, because it's never very crowded when we
Right.
go there. And
So-
yet, Whole Foods, people are running over each other to get in there.
And treating you like crap the whole time. Yeah, stepping over each other. Okay, so this is Natural Grocers, everybody. Check it out and see what you think.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Maren and I am the event ambassador here at Natural Grocers. I'm super excited to be on the show. I'm receiving actually tomorrow morning. We will have a group from a weight loss class, a group of seniors. There's going to be 10 of them. They're going to be visiting the store. They have never been here. Some of them have, but most of them have never been here. So I will take them on a tour of Natural Grocers here in Henderson at Sunset and Arroyo Grande. I'll take them on a tour of the store, show them every little department that we have. We will come back into the demo kitchen where we will have a little assembly and teach them what Natural Grocers is all about, the founding principle that we have about the nutrition education, highest quality standard food, everyday affordable prices, support local communities, and also support our employees. We will taste a shake. So tomorrow it will be the Almacet, speed up and improve your metabolism. I will teach them how to make something as simple as that will help them. And then, we have some bags for them also. We will have, there's some goodie stuff, goodie bags in there. And then we will answer questions. So whatever questions they may have for their health, nutrition, anything, we will be right here for them. So thank you again. My name is Marin with Natural Grocers in Henderson.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so yeah, that's Natural Grocers. We love that place. And everybody there is so awesome. So we'll probably see them right after the show. So hello, everybody from Natural Grocers.
Hi, guys. So, yeah, anyways, this whole thing with Laughlin, like, I'm pretty excited if I didn't feel like I was going to throw up every 2 minutes. And I, the whole, like, this is really annoying. And I've tried everything. I've tried gum. I've tried cough drops. I've tried Chloraseptic. I've tried all kinds of everything. And it doesn't stop. So it's probably some kind of serious underlying problem that I just don't want to find out about. Anyways.
So Laughlin.
Laughlin. I really want to go there. I don't know anything about it. And
She's never been.
No. But when I was little, my dad went there for some kind of business trip, and I had a little pink shirt with blue writing that said Laughlin, Nevada.
Yeah.
So.
It is a really cool place. She doesn't even know what to expect. I don't even think she's really seen pictures of it.
Nope.
So I'm not going to divulge too much because I don't want her to know what to expect. But basically, it's like a tiny little Vegas on a river. So
I'm so excited about that. And I am hoping, see, I don't know, like, how old the town is, but, like, one of my favorite places to go when I lived in Tahoe was Virginia City, which is about 40 minutes away, and it's up in the Nevada hills, you know, that area.
Yes.
So.
Mountains.
Mountains, yes.
Sure. Sierra Mountains.
What did I say, hills?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Virginia City is like it's an actual ghost town. It's not like a replica. It's the actual like.
Well, first of all, they have to know that there's actual ghosts,
and which
not everybody believes. So you can't say it's an actual ghost town.
So there are actual ghosts.
Oh, really? Like Casper's there?
Yes.
Nice.
Like creepier than Casper. Let me tell you.
So just to verify, it's actual in your terms.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
in
what
your
counts.
Opinion. Okay.
We already
right. Established that, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So I was staying there in the Gold Hill Hotel, and it was from like the 1850s, and we're sitting there eating dinner in the restaurant in there, and you know the waiter and the other waiter are talking about their ghost experiences, not even knowing that we were listening, but and the food is really good too. It sounds good right now. Anyways, Starving.
Go. Tell your story, damn it.
Food. I got distracted. I had some kind of...
Yeah, you ate half this nasty cookie thing. Okay, so 2 waiters were talking about ghosts.
Yes. I think I had some salmon, too. Maybe?
Please, tell us the ghost story.
So...
or I will cut you off.
Anyway, so we're staying in the pink room. And this room is literally from 1849. It hasn't been changed. It's in the old part of the hotel. There's another part of the hotel that's a newer part that had, like, fireplaces and TVs and stuff, but ours didn't. Ours was just a bed with a door. Okay, and a mirror, and an old clawfoot bathtub in the bathroom with, like, those little tiles, you know, I mean, it was old. And so we're staying there, and we're like, okay, this is really nice, except the room right next to us, the family wouldn't shut up. Like, all night, these kids were, like, laughing and making all this noise. My boyfriend at the time was like, wow, that's pretty annoying. Like, the walls are really, really thin, okay? And, when we go to check out
the next day,
we made a comment about how it was really nice and it was great and everything, but the walls were really thin. And the family next to us just kept making all this noise and waking us up. And they looked at each other, okay, the 2 people behind the desk, and they said, ma'am, you 2 were the only ones staying on that floor.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, and my boyfriend just glazed over and walked out the door. Didn't say anything. Just couldn't even deal with it. And I've had friends that went to Virginia City, and they, you know, because it's got these wooden, they don't have sidewalks. It's all wood. You know, and they've been pushed over. They've had their hair pulled. There was one time when they thought they saw somebody, and these are my friends that I'm talking to. I mean, these are, like, legit people. This isn't stuff I'm reading on the internet. My friends saw what they thought was this older, heavier set woman walking down the sidewalk at night in costume, from the 1800s, like, period costume. And they thought that was odd because they didn't think any of the businesses were open. And 2 of them were looking right at this woman, and she disappeared before their eyes. And I'm like...
You know, here's my whole thing with ghosts and ghost stories. There's two things that stand out in my mind which makes me want to debunk every ghost story ever told. And that is, 1, English-speaking people and Spanish-speaking people and Russian-speaking people only seem to tap into ghosts that are speaking in their native tongue.
Actually, that's not true.
No, it may not be still true, but it has been throughout the history of ghost tales.
There are a lot of, like, if you were to go to Spain, you will hear ghosts speaking in Spanish.
I've never heard a ghost speak in English. I've never heard a ghost speak. So I mean, but I would be just as creeped out if somebody said something in Spanish down the hall while I'm here in the studio alone than I would be if they were saying, you know, I'm gonna come eat your brains or whatever. Which I don't know how to say in Spanish, or else I would have said it something like "comed tu
¿Cómo estás?
cabeza," something or other. Okay, so but yeah, so that's one thing that pisses me off, and another thing is that it's always the frickin' 1800s or Victorian times or even frickin' biblical times. How come it's never like some Neanderthal or a dude that died last week that's just all, bro, I'm totally dead?
It is sometimes, okay, sometimes it is somebody that died like last week or last month, but you never hear about like somebody from ancient Greece, you know, haunting.
Right.
And it's almost like...
there's never a gladiator standing in somebody's room with a sword.
Not that I know of. I mean, you do hear about like some of these missions and stuff, these Spanish soldiers from the 1400s and 1600s,
right.
But it's rare. It seems like for ghosts to be active, they have to be somewhat in recent memory. Or
they are projected from a romantic period, like French Revolution and stuff like that, and 1800s Victorian times.
And I think...
Which is how ghost stories are tying into Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah,
because it's romanticized.
Because it's totally romantic. And there's this one book that's like totally a Valentine's Day book, and it's totally about ghosts. And I don't remember what it was.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was like, what was that one book? It's that one book by that one author.
Oh, yeah, that one.
It's that... you know, it's British or whatever, and it's like totally romantic, and it's about ghosts. It's
Yes, absolutely.
Moors and England and stuff. So, but yeah, I have a theory.
Okay, I want to hear your theory, yes.
Hauntings, okay? Ghosts, human hauntings, not demonic. Demonic is a completely different thing.
Right, obviously. Yeah.
That's not romantic. But what was that? How
I don't know. That's kind of romantic to some people, I think.
Yeah. That's how Howie
let me throw up on you.
That's how Howie was saying I should eat my cookie. Anyways.
Right. Okay, so you were saying.
So hauntings seem to be tied to emotion, and of course, the more time that passes by, the more those emotions have faded. So it's not as strong. So is it an imprint? Are you actually seeing human ghosts? Are you seeing like is a building, is matter like a videotape? Can it actually be imprinted on where you're seeing certain things that have happened play backwards? And then as the emotion dissipates, so does that footage, so does that film.
Well, yeah, I guess to a degree. I mean, it becomes more grainy and it has generation loss or whatever. But I do think that we leave like some kind of magnetic or electrical impression on our atmosphere. I think that that's probably what most ghost stuff is. Like, I don't think it's still the spirit of somebody. I think it's just the resin from that they left. It's basically like every time you used to put on a record, people that are old and know what records are, you stick a needle in the groove and you're hearing a whole band. It's not like the whole band's in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just left an impression in the record, so...
And I believe that theory is called the stone tape theory, where it is believed that the actual walls around you, the physical world around you, can be imprinted on, like a videotape. What was I going to say? I just completely lost my
I would think that that's the truth, though, because there's a lot more going on in the atmosphere than you even realize. I mean, you know...
Yeah.
It's ionic and all this stuff going on, and what?
One of the things I was going to say about the stone tape theory, and this has fascinated me, and we were actually talking about maybe making a movie about this or something.
Are you going to disclose it to the world so somebody steals it from us, or?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
But.
Yes.
Do you have to be dead? Would any strong emotion imprint if the stone tape theory is true?
I think you're already giving them too much, so we're going to stop you there.
Okay, fine.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to go there because we actually are doing a project with that in mind, so we're going to stop you right there. Which actually brings us pretty much to the end of the program.
Which is good because I really feel sick.
And I think people are sick of hearing you hacking and clearing your throat.
Thanks. Thank you. Now I'm just sit
speaking
here and
for
be
them.
silent.
I'm just going to speak for them because, yeah.
This is why I don't talk, people.
No, no. See, you don't always have a cold. You're not always sick.
No, but ever since we've been doing this show, I've had this thing with my throat.
Right.
And you know that.
Right. And I love picking on you, and it's Valentine's Day, and you forgive me, right?
That depends.
Taking you to Laughlin.
Yeah.
See? Okay. I think we're in the clear.
Do I get my vegan chicken salad and rice after this?
I don't know if they serve vegan food in Laughlin. That's too fancy city folk shit for them.
No, but can we stop at Whole Foods on the way out? Not that because I love natural grocers, but I really want this vegan chicken salad from Whole Foods. It's about the only thing that sounds good to me.
Vegan chicken salad?
Yes.
Now, how is it chicken salad if it's vegan?
They use vegan mayonnaise and they use vegan. It's fake meat made mostly with pea protein and soy protein. It's fake chicken. And
I'm not even touching the pea protein line. I'm just not. So, okay, I gotcha. Protein from peas, not from pea. Okay.
No, you weirdo.
Anyway, we better get out of here before I stick my foot in my mouth so deep that I don't even have a Valentine's Day.
Besides, we're excited. We need to go off and drive off into the sunset and go
get our ghost hunting gear and go hang out in Laughlin.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. We're going to have all kinds of romantic, ghostly sex and stuff. Okay.
We're sorry to have bored the shit out of you this afternoon and hope that you are having a great Valentine's Day, especially those of you that are single. I apologize. I was single for, very numerous amounts of Valentine's Days, and it's a pretty crappy feeling because all day it's rubbed in your face. I think Danny Fatbeard said something about that today. And it was funny because I posted a scene from the movie Airplane where the girl's like, I'm 26 and I'm not married. And then Leslie Nielsen asked the other girl, hey, how you doing? And she goes, oh, I've never been so scared in my life, but at least I have a husband. And I'm like, that's how I've always felt on Valentine's Day when I was single. Just constantly rubbed in your face. So to those of you that are single, don't worry, it doesn't last forever. You're going to find somebody.
Yes.
Maybe even today. So stop moping around your house. Get out and go find somebody. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. And we will see you on Friday. Right?
That's right.
Yep.
Friday.
And don't forget, Wayne Newton Ranch. Comment us reasons why you deserve the tickets, and we will give those away next Wednesday.
Yep. Absolutely.
All
Okay,
right, guys.
peace out, guys. Have a great night.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Woo!